All right. So guys, welcome to Etching Squad, episode number 1. We have
It's lit.
Carlos here. Carlos, say hi.
Hi,
So we're gonna have Carlos's social medias down in the description and here on.
lady,
If you like to follow Carlos and support him, you may do so.
ladies, single.
We decided today to draw
Right.
ourselves as Dragon Ball Z characters.
Mm.
Something I thought would be interesting for the viewers. Carlos, you're gonna go first. We're gonna watch you draw, and you can
Yeah.
explain the process and what inspired you and whatnot.
All right. Let's get straight to it. So, as you can see, I start off with some basic shapes.
Some skeleton-like shapes.
Yeah, just building the structure of it.
I mean, like I've said this before. I mean, I admire when you draw the skeleton portion. It does because most people don't do that. Like they don't draw a skeleton of what they're going to draw before they
Yeah.
draw. They kind of just draw.
I mean, if you can do that without drawing the outline, like that's pretty dope. But I'm not there yet. I feel like anatomy and like body poses and proportions, especially like see right there, I was messing with some stuff that was weird.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable doing that without doing a rough sketch first.
I mean, as every artist should. I mean, to me, drawing like this, it solidifies your pose better. It makes your pose look more authentic. It gives it a actual anatomy to it because you can see other artists that just kind of go in. They don't think about this too much, and their poses are kind of wonky.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
it looks pretty. It looks pretty sharp. I mean, already like the pose itself, it looks pretty.
I mean, it's kind of a static, like it kind of a boring pose almost, like for like an action character. But I was trying to give him like this kind of like cool swag kind of shit. And you see Dragon Ball Z characters pose like that all the time, like right there too.
Yeah,
But
it's not as boring. It's
yeah.
more of that's the tough guy part of Dragon Ball Z. Like they are tough guys, you know what I mean? They how else would you stand other than that to look
Well,
tough?
they also have those poses like it feels like Goku or Vegeta where they be like coming at the camera or like punching shit. But this guy's just like
Those
laid
are
back.
more like fighting stances you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they do that, when they have their kind of their fists forward and they're lunging at the camera, that's more of a fighting pose. This is more like I'm I'm tough here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very tough and don't mess with me, you know. I'm gonna fuck you up. So you drawing Seiya man, you know.
Say you man, say you man. Yeah. So do you want to tell them the background on our thing?
Also what Seiya man in general or
Well, just like how we know each other, because there's gonna be other artists coming through.
yeah, okay. So me and Carlos, we used to work together at doing caricatures. Um we used to draw people live and just draw people big heads, little bodies kind of. And Carlos used to work in another we work for the same company, but Carlos used to work in a different location and then he ended up coming to where I worked, which is the downtown aquarium, and he used to work off the beach in a place called
Chemo boardwalk. Not even the beach. I wish. The
yeah.
beach is like Galveston. Chemo is just like. I mean, Chemo's just nasty. I don't like it. I might have just spent too much time there. Not to be a hater, but
Yeah.
there's not much to do there.
So
It smells.
Carlos came from Kima, and he was already pretty much one of the fastest artists at Kima. Like he was outselling everyone, and
It was the cocaine. I'm
yeah.
just kidding. Don't do drugs. Y'all do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do don't do them. But Yeah, he came from Kima. He came to the aquarium and he realized, he got to step up more because the
Well, like, so the reason I picked this character was because even before I went, like, I went in going, like, I went there knowing going in that everybody was like really good. Because at Kima, it was just like me and then like a bunch of random high school kids. So it was kind of like a big fish in a little pond kind of situation.
yeah
But everybody kept telling me, like, yo, like, you're doing these numbers, but like, everybody here is doing these numbers. So I was like, shit, so I went on a mission. Literally, I mean, like low key, I was there to like fuck everybody up. I was like, whatever the top salesperson is doing, which was you, I was like, I got to do better than him. And so that was like my attitude going in.
yeah
But
kind of
that,
like kind of like Gohan because he beat the fuck out of Cell.
right. So that was my thinking for Saiya Man,
So you resonate with Seiya Man then.
pretty much. Him and Vegeta.
Yeah, Vegeta's the underdog. I've always liked Vegeta just because he's so arrogant and cocky.
He's just so fucking pissed all the time. Like he's so what's the word? Like he has like a complex, inferiority complex with Goku,
Yeah,
right?
I
So
mean,
he's
I'd be pissed if I had a widow's peak just like that. You know what I mean?
goddamn man's forehead goes back. Yeah. Didn't he end up going evil?
He was evil when he began. Uh,
Right, but then he ended up with the M on his
oh, that's when he tried to outdo Cell, and he had to get power from what is it, Bobbity or Bibbity?
Majin Buu.
Yeah, they gave him that M.
See, everybody wants to be Goku, but really they Vegeta.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people are. Goku is just on another level of. I think what Goku's the thing with Goku is that doesn't give up, and a lot of the characters on there, as once they're beat, they're like, "Oh, I'm beat, I'm done." You know,
Does Vegeta give up though?
there are points where he doesn't, and then there's points where he's done. So it's kind of like a give and take with Vegeta.
I feel like Goku is kind of like Superman and Vegeta is like Batman, right? So like Superman represents like an ideal of like the ideal man, but Batman represents like what man really is like. And
Yeah,
so I feel like that's the dynamic with Goku and Vegeta,
yeah, no, that's a very good example of their dynamic in general. I mean, it's
right? And
very
then like Vegeta and Batman's strength and power comes mostly from a dark place,
yes,
whereas Goku is like from a light place. So that's why he always wins and Vegeta always falls short. But then it just pisses him off more and it's a cycle.
yeah, but I think the difference between Batman and Vegeta is that Vegeta isn't as methodic or calculating as
No,
Batman is
he
because
wishes.
Vegeta is still thoughtful and he thinks of everything too, but not in the sense of Batman. Batman is on a whole meta level.
Yeah, yeah. Vegeta's his temper is way too short to be Batman. Like he's like more emotional and like
Kind of
rational.
like Gohan. Gohan's very emotional as well. Like he didn't grow up
But
with
that's
his
his youth. That's the youth.
yeah, but he didn't grow up with his father. That kind of he got a little bit. He doesn't show resentment, but it's still there. You
He didn't
know,
grow up with Goku.
I mean, Goku wasn't always around. He was dead half the time,
Fuck, I remember. I forgot that part.
and he was trained by Piccolo. So Piccolo's really his daddy in a sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember that he trained because Gohan was already a beast when he was like 4. He had like a 6 pack and shit.
Yeah, Gohan was the prodigal son, and he would have been just as clean and just as powerful as Goku, or even more powerful. But he decided to stop training like halfway through his training. In a sense, he was like, "Yo, I need
Why?
to hit these
Was that
books."
why his dad was dead?
Yeah, he after he beats Cell, he like settles down and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a life. I'm gonna," and that's where Saiyan Man comes up. Like that's where Saiyan Man comes from. Is that it's an alter ego where Gohan did not.
Yeah, he was looking for like his own identity and shit. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "Oh, I'm still a fighter. I still have a fighting spirit, but I
Yeah,
can't let people know that I'm still fighting." So he became Saiyaman. You know?
right. That's tight. But then he got sucked back into it because of the Majin Buu thing.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much. Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z is deep. Okay. People don't realize.
Well, the lore goes from like four series in the sense, like it goes from Dragon Ball Z, and then people will count GT, but I'm just gonna state out there that GT should never been made.
Yeah, I've never watched it because it just looked really bad.
It's not that it's bad. It's just oh my god, like I've tried to watch GT a couple times, and it's just very like hard to get into. Like the action doesn't start until like 16 episodes in, and that's too far for me. I'll sit there and wait like 4 episodes before something's popping off, like the story's laid out. But 16 episodes, my guy, no. Like we moving on.
Yeah, that's just disrespectful.
Yeah, it's too long, bro.
Hey, so quick question. What'd you think of the color on his kicks?
Oh, I like them. They're fly. They're very reminiscent of that color palette that he has as Seiya man. Like
Yeah. It's
he is.
crazy because it looks cool, but like you probably would never actually want to wear that in real life.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I like to wear bright shit, so I might rock them kicks if I had them.
Yeah. Just
But
wondering.
but yeah, dude, like this is so your style here. I see a lot of your style in this.
For
Uh,
sure.
this is so Carlos, even with the beard. We just need to throw in the curls and that hair, but you can't see the hair. So
Yeah. I threw in the samurai sword for no reason, just because I had been watching some samurai movies that day I was drawing, and I was like, man, I would love to have the samurai sword. But
I want to say he does have a sword though.
I think he does, but it's more like a standard like European style sword.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't have the curved sword. It's straight. And I forget where he gets it from. I want to say one of the Kais gives it to him, or a Supreme Kai, or yeah, I don't remember off the top. Uh,
Are Kai's those little blue gods that be chilling in
those
the
purple
clouds?
gods, yeah, the purple bluish people, yeah.
Yeah. Some of the artwork on Dragon Ball Z is low key offensive.
Mr. Popo, we looking at you, Mr. Popo.
Straight up. Like if you're showing people that haven't seen it before, it's like, forgot about this part. This is awkward.
No, you're right. I mean, it is very offensive, super offensive, but I mean, it is what it is. We can't.
Es lo que es.
But this is a pretty good drawing, man. It looks just like you. Uh,
Thanks, man.
we didn't,
Uh,
bo- we
if
didn't
I
bother.
if I had more time, I would have probably put it in the background, put him in the stadium. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
I mean, it is what it is, man. You gotta sleep, dude. You can't make money without sleep, dude.
Sleep is for women and children, Rob. You know that. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Okay, so now we're getting into Robert's drawing. All right, so first we start with the right testicle.
Yes, a big testicle on the left.
And then he's got some kind of crazy warts on the head of the dick. Nah, that's Master Roshi.
That old man,
Yeah.
that pervy sage.
He's
He's pervy,
I
dude.
know what.
Beyond pervy. So I have this poster in my room, and I've had it for years, and it's pretty much a spot on image of what I'm drawing here. It's a small Goku. Uh, the pose isn't the same. A lot of the even the background isn't completely the same, but I drew a lot of inspiration from this. I really like Dragon Ball, the the series where he's small. It's to me, it's funny. The story's nice. It just has a lot of things that hold up over time. A lot to me, a lot to really. It holds up really well after almost what 30 years. You know, it came out.
Yeah, have you read it?
The manga? No, I haven't read the manga.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've never really watched the show Dragon Ball. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, but
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
funny
get
that
into it.
I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z before I even knew what Dragon Ball was.
Yeah,
And I went as a child or as a kid, I tried to watch Dragon Ball and I was like, oh no, this ain't for me. But I watched it as an adult and I was
right.
like, whoa, this
Yeah,
motherfucker on some shit, dude. Like,
I think that's where I'm at. Is where because I tried to watch it as a kid and I was like, this is a baby show, and there's dicks.
yeah, little wieners everywhere in the show.
Right. So I was like, let me not do this now.
Wiener, any chance he can, he's gonna show it.
And I always thought he had a log hanging out the back. I was like,
No,
that's
his
the
pole.
tail.
Yeah, no. Well, he has a tail and then he has a stick he uses.
Did you draw the tail on your character?
I actually didn't draw the tail
Okay.
because I think in this scene or he has the tail, but he ends up losing it.
Yeah, how does that happen? It like gets pulled off of him, right?
Well, what happens is,
And it like hurts him whenever it gets touched.
yeah, it was his point of weakness. It was like his Achilles heel for the
Yeah.
first season. Because in the first season, he's really strong and he meets Yamcha and Bulma and all the characters.
Mhm.
And he's fighting this guy named Pilaf. And Pilaf is pretty much like the comic relief and the bad guy at the same time.
That's cool.
But he ends up being comic relief after a while. He stops being the main bad guy. It's kind of like Team Rocket in Pokemon. Like
Oh, cool.
he's
I
just
like
there to get like blown up and blasted off, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You don't
um,
see a lot of that. You know, a lot of times now villains are super serious and super deep and shit.
I mean, I like to say that Pokemon took a lot of cues from Dragon Ball because a lot of the format in Dragon Ball is very kid friendly and very formulaic. Like they set the standard kind of,
Yeah,
and other shows are just kind of like biting off of it. And
yeah.
one of the things is he gets into a scuffle, and he ends up being in like a prison cell with everyone. Like pretty much everyone in here, everyone in this drawing is in that prison cell with him.
Mm.
And the moon comes out and he becomes this big fucking animal, kind of like what Vegeta becomes when he sees the moon and he had his tail and the
It's
moon.
like a werewolf with a gorilla.
Yeah, like a werewolf gorilla.
Really, it's like King Kong because he's huge.
Well, he that's the real true form of a Saiyan, and Goku is a Saiyan.
Yeah.
So he ended up becoming that, and that in that episode they end up taking the tail off of him to stop him. I hate this cloud. Like I keep this cloud is giving me some trouble, bro. Like
It looks like some chewed up gum, right?
yeah, it's kind of hard to draw this cloud really like to the style of the show and how like Toriyama draws it.
Yeah.
He does it so well and so effortlessly, but it
Yeah.
took me forever to get it. Yeah, he ends up getting his tail plucked because they're all like, we can't have him being a fucking running rampant every full moon. So that's
Yeah.
the reason why his tail disappears.
If that was nowadays, Peter would have been like, oh, hell nah. In- Politically incorrect.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
His tail. Well, that's cool. But you were like, nah, I don't need a tail. I'm Robert. I'm gonna keep the hair though, but
Hate it. Goku's got like the most iconic hair, bro. Like really. You,
facts.
you could just draw hair, Goku's hair, and people will know.
Anime hair is its own art form.
Yeah, it is.
Like, what's up with that? Like, I mean, shit. I don't know anything about that culture, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny that you touch on that subject because you're right. It is the art form because half of the protagonists that are like like well known in anime, all their hair is iconic. Like Yu-Gi-Oh has an iconic hair.
Yeah.
Who else has a iconic hair? Goku.
I've been playing Final Fantasy, so I'm thinking of like Cloud.
Cloud has the same kind of iconic hair. Like if you
Sora from Kingdom Hearts kind of does.
exactly like all those hairs you just mentioned. If you were just to draw a fucking circle and put their hair on top of that circle, you would be like, "Hey, bro, that's Cloud," or
Right.
that you know Goku, or
But
that's
it's like you'd never actually have seen somebody walk around that had hair like that. Maybe a couple times with like some crazy gel and that person looked crazy, but
maybe if I was like still into like metal and whatnot, yeah, I'd see some crazy hair like that. But
but on anime it's like every other person has hair like that. I don't know. That shit's cool to me. It's like world building, I guess, or something. I don't
I think it's just um one of those things that it tells you like, hey, you're still watching fantasy, like in the sense of without saying it. You know what I
It's
mean?
like
Like,
a branding thing, really, kind of.
yeah, dude. Like you said, it's so like Goku has this iconic hair. Like you will like if he was in a crowd of 1,000, you'd be like, hey, bro, I'm looking for Goku. Like you're trying to find where's Waldo. You know?
Yeah. And then just the idea of like them changing their hair to be blonde whenever they get powerful and stuff. Like, who thinks of shit like that? And then that's why, bro, GT was just stupid.
Trash.
I didn't watch it based off of just how they look. I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and look at this. This is horrid.
Trash. It's because Toriyama didn't draw it, bro. Toriyama had nothing to do with it. He was brought in after the fact to try to fix it.
Uh,
GT's a mess, bro. Like every Dragon Ball Z fan is like, bro, GT, nah.
like, how are you gonna sit there and watch that and not feel weird?
I feel weird all the time watching it. Like I've tried to watch it, dude. Like as a kid, like I had nothing else. We had nothing else. Or like Dragon Ball Z's over. We ain't got nothing else. And then GT came out. We're like, bro, we gotta watch it. And like we would watch it, and we'd be like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
bad. Even back in the day, it was bad.
rest in peace to that shit.
Nah.
But I like Dragon Ball Z. It's cool. I wish they would put it on Netflix. Um,
I think it's on Hulu.
I think you're right. I gotta
I'm
get.
I'm not positive. I know the Dragon Ball, this one where he's little, it's on Hulu for sure because that's where I watched it. If you got Hulu, watch some Dragon Ball. Get educated.
Yup, gotta do that.
I mean, even though that the fights aren't as big and spectacular in the actual like grand scheme of Dragon Ball Z, like because Dragon Ball Z, the fights are fucking stupendous. Like boy gets knocked through fucking like 80 cliffs, and he's like, I'm on.
They already had money off of the first show.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that even though you don't have like him blowing up mountains and whatnot yet, the fights are still dramatic within themselves because it's a little kid and he's beating up the world pretty much.
Inspiring.
No, I mean it is if you think about it. Like you see this little kid that's been doubted. This pretty much most of it. Like as soon as he gets to a place, they start laughing at him. Like because Goku is still Goku. He's like, you want to fight? Like he's still that even
He's
at
kind
a
of a loudmouth, right?
yeah, he's a big loudmouth. Like he don't know what to say. He doesn't have a filter, you know. He says whatever comes to mind. He's like, "You ugly," and then fools are like, "Bro, those are fighting words." And he's like, "Come on, let's fight. Like,
Yeah,
let's go." Too.
my man. Hey, question: Is his outfit purple on your poster?
Yes,
It is.
he
Okay.
he runs purple. I think all the way into like the first or second season because he this is before he actually gets trained by Master Roshi.
Oh, okay.
When he gets trained by Master Roshi, then he gets that his iconic gi where it's that orange gi and he has
Yeah.
that little sign because that's He's a student of Master Roshi.
Dude, I just noticed this, but the shading and coloring on her scooter looks legit. Like,
Pre-
actually,
Appreciate it.
yep, coloring's definitely on point.
Yeah, I just try to match it as close as possible for the style, like of Dragon Ball Z style. I wanted it to look like the anime as much as possible. Even
Is
though
that airbrush or like what are you using?
it's a airbrush.
Cool. Airbrush.
Yeah. So that's pretty much our video here. We're gonna end it here. We're gonna go ahead and just let y'all guys know that we're gonna be coming out with more videos pretty soon. Other things we drawing, and we're gonna try to have other people on as well, not just me and Carlos. We're gonna have a couple other guests. Keep it fresh. Keep it fresh for y'all.
Yeah. And next time, what are we doing? We're drawing Star Wars characters.
Yeah, we're gonna draw Star Wars characters in different style, like a another style that isn't the Star Wars brand. Like Carlos might draw fucking Boba Fett and Frank Miller or fucking Jack Kirby, like whatever style he feels that is appropriate for him and the way he wants to draw the character. That's pretty much what we're gonna be doing next.
Sweet.
But
All
we're
right.
gonna catch you in the next one, brother.
Ta-ta.
Latest.